Hi Cinenits, part 2, going to show you how to increase with your 2-color vertical stripe toe-up socks. So we've casted on our 10 stitches with our 2 colors. I'm just going to, this is my top, was my top when we finished. So you just turn your needles and take that top, which is now your bottom needle, and slide it forward so you can knit with it. Because you're going to knit from your left hand. Just throw my tail over here, and I'm starting with my green, and we're going to use, each color uses the same color yarn. So if it's green that you're knitting, the stitch you're knitting, you use your green. You knit one round plain and quickly get that done. So you just knit like you do for your regular toe-up socks, except you're doing it in a color sequence of green and white. If you start with your green and you have 10 stitches on there, you're going to end up with your white on that one side that you're knitting. And then you turn your needle, so what was on the top is now on the bottom. And I end it with my white here. Started with my green, end with my white. I should start with my green to preserve that sequence. So we'll just go ahead, and you can see that my color sequencing is out of order here. I'm just going to slip underneath that white, and with my needle tip I'm going to grab the green, and I'm going to be able to knit that right off in the color sequence that we want to preserve. And I'm going to just grab the green here with my tip of my needle and go, so we keep it in the color sequence of green and white. Turn. I do knit continental, so but it's the same principle whether you knit left-handed continental or American. And because we started with green here, we end with white, and so that you have white and green. And now for your first increase round, slide that needle so it's at the top. You're going to knit your first color stitch in green off. Just going to flick it so it will carry that white over. And you're going to find the bar that's in between here, and it's way down there, and you're just going to lift it up and over and make one in the green. I believe that's called make one right. And then again knit in your color sequence to your second to last stitch. Because your increased stitch is going to be a white. There's your white bar down there. Just pick that up and over and knit that through the back. And that's make one left. And so you're going to have 2 greens to start, 2 whites to end. Turn your needle. So you have white here, you're going to start with the green. Preserves your stitch color. Find your bar that's in between. Flick that right up over and knit it off through the front, which is make one right. And again in your color sequence, you're going to knit to the second to last stitch. You're ready to increase. You're going to increase in your white. Find that bar. Slip your needle under. And then knit it off from the back. Get your regular white stitch. And there you go. You have 2 greens, 2 whites. And then you're going to knit 1 round plain before you do your next increase, which is a little different. You really have 2 different increases, and you continue in the color sequence that is provided on your needle of 2 greens, 2 white. This round. And just knit. Now we're to the white, so you're going to have still 2 stitches of white on there. Turn your needle. And you can see we're starting to form our toe already with our first set of increases. Continue in the green and color sequence established here. What that really does is just preserve your stripe effect once you get going with your increases. Okay, just green, 2 whites. So that's your 1 increase round and 1 plain round. Now for your second increase round, you're going to go back to your original striping sequence. So your first color, you're going to knit in the green, but you're going to pick up your white bar here, so you can go back to your original color sequence. So you're increasing or making 1 right. And then we're back to our original sequence of colors. When you come to your 2 whites, you are of course going to make one of those a green one. So you knit your first white stitch. This is your increase stitch. Find your green bar in between and knit that from the back. And knit your original white stitch and turn your needle. And you're going to continue in this pattern of knitting the 2, increasing 1 round with the 2 colors, knitting a plain round, and then increasing with the opposite colors. So you have like color 1, color 2, knitting a plain round, and then back to increasing with the 2 similar colors, and so on until all of your toe increases are done to what your pattern tells you, or until the toe fits the foot. And once your increases are done, make sure that you start your knitting round with your color 1, which is your established color. So this one is a green. Find your bar. That's my bar right there. Knit it off with the back. And then knit your white. Those are your 2 increases. Your toe is starting to form, and I will just show you my little demonstration sock that I knit up here. You see it preserves your color sequence when you do that. And I've knit a little tiny sock to show you that you just start knitting around. And when it comes to do the heel, I really recommend a short row heel. It will preserve your color sequencing throughout. Thank you very much.